Good afternoon. We start with breaking news right now on Apple. Let's go straight to Cory Johnson in San Francisco.
Yeah, Vonnie Quinn, I was just on the air saying that soon we expect a filing from Apple. Its response to the court case, compelling it to, asking it to go into an iPhone and open the iPhone for the San Bernardino terrorists. A very powerful filing, legal filing. Ted Olson, the former Solicitor General, writing a 355-page draft, or at least I'm sure he had a hand in it, with some very powerful response to the government. I want to read to you just the beginning of it because it's really powerful stuff and powerful language. And what they say fundamentally is that they don't want to do this and that they don't want to be part of this. The compelling them to get into this phone is going to very much violate their rights as a company and be damaging to the government. It's a 355-page filing. The language in it is very strong. Just to sort of begin with, and it cites a lot of court cases, of course, as you would expect in the history of this. But what fundamentally says, this is not a case of one isolated iPhone. Rather, it's a case by the Department of Justice and the FBI seeking through the courts a dangerous power that Congress and the American people have withheld, the ability to force companies like Apple to undermine the basic security and privacy interests of hundreds of millions of individuals around the globe. So it's a very vociferous argument, citing laws going all the way back to the 1780s and some more specific, more recent cases, saying the government just cannot compel Apple to do this. It's a very powerful response. There's also a briefing going on, an off-the-record briefing, backgrounding some reporters, even as we speak, over this case. So the rhetoric is certainly heating up here as Apple responds to the government's request to help to show them how to break into an iPhone, with the fear that in fact this would be the ability of them to break into all kinds of iPhones. Apple also citing the history of hacking and the hacking that has gone against the U.S. government, and saying that by opening this phone up to a previously unknown ability to hack it, that in fact it would open up all kinds of phones to all kinds of risks from foreign governments and beyond, and even citing the case when the Office of Personnel of the U.S. government was hacked into and the privacy records of government employees were opened up. So a very interesting and powerful response from Apple.
Yes, Cory, we're seeing the stock just down about 0.1% now. Stock possibly not moving too much on this particular piece of news as we were anticipating it. This is the first response, according to Apple.
Right.
What is the next step now?
Well, there's going to be a hearing of the court, and they're going to have to respond to this. And I think that this is going to be an interesting fight that the government's going to try to wage here. Of course, Apple's trying to have this fight out in the open. They want to have this fight not even in the courthouse. They want to have this fight at Congress, and they want to have this discussion about what's best for the American people. And let us not forget, this is a very big business issue. One of the things that's happened over the course of the last few years in the world of enterprise technology is after the revelations that came from Edward Snowden about U.S. spying, the NSA spying on the data that was held by these companies. A lot of these companies like Microsoft, Cisco, and others have talked about the difficulty that they've had with customers overseas, the difficulty they've had in China, the difficulty that they've had in Europe, because foreign customers don't want to do business with these U.S. businesses because they don't trust that their data will be safe and private. So these companies are recognizing this isn't just a privacy issue, and it certainly is that, but it's also a big issue for their business and their ability to sell to the enterprises that are off of U.S. shores for these very big and important U.S. companies. And that's certainly a factor that Congress might weigh a lot more than a court.